All right, it is not time yet. I did not jump the gun. I was totally ready. Wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. All right, so it is 8 p.m. Eastern. We are here live with the news. Happy Memorial Day. Only a few stories. Lots of people, with the day off. So let's just jump right into it. Yesterday, actually, we got the news that Unreal 6 is coming out, and Rocket League is going to be a featured game on it. Now, despite what the number says, Unreal 6 is actually kind of an interesting mix of Unreal 5 and some of the creation stuff they've been doing with Fortnite. Famous YouTuber and former pro Lethemir for Rocket League kind of delved into a little bit. He's talked with the developers quite a bit. He's himself not only experienced at the game, like I said, former pro, but also very experienced at modding Unreal 3, which is what Rocket League, 3, which is what Rocket League was running on. Lots of potential here. Definitely exciting to see. Man, if they can continue to tap into the user-generated content, not like they have with Fortnite, but for not only Rocket League, but for any other game that is using Unreal, this is potentially a game changer. Moving on, a little bit of good news coming from a couple different websites. We have news that the bills that were going into effect that were going to force operating systems to do user age verification. So same thing that we've been hearing from apps like Discord or other sites. Those adult websites have obviously been having to do user age checks for a long time, but basically giving up, proving who you are, proving that you're of whatever your local jurisdiction's age of necessity is to access that bit of tech, that website. For operating systems, this was going to be massive. However, at least in these two states, which are, again, two of the only states, at least here in the U.S., that are trying to demand operating system age verification, it looks like there's going to be a carve-out for open source systems. So a no to Windows, no to Apple OS. However, a huge win. This is why it's coming from the website Gaming on Linux. A huge win for Linux users. So then also the upcoming Steam machine. Obviously the Steam Deck as well, running on Proton, their custom Linux. Will this affect other things like Android? I don't know how. I want to say Android is open. iOS obviously not, but man, as things become more and more closed off, more and more restricted, this is, at least temporarily, a little bit of rush air. Like, so we got Tom's Harbor kind of verifying the same thing. We do have the bills themselves to go that we can dive into, but at least for the sake of today, we're going to take their word for it. Our next story, again over the weekend, Star Citizen has now eclipsed $1 billion in funding. How it's managed to do that, obviously people love this game. It is funny that we kind of take this aback that, they've raised $1 billion. The game's been around for a long time. All right, we already know Star Wars: The Old Republic a few years ago, before they got sold to Broadsword. I believe it was the CEO of BioWare said, yeah, that game made $1 billion over the course of its lifetime easily. We know GTA 5 brought in $1 billion, I think, in one day. We can certainly expect that GTA 6 will. You know, for the actually massive hit games, which now I think we have to put easily Star Citizen into, $1 billion isn't quite what it used to be. It's still a ton of money. Still definitely get me some, but in terms of, you know, setting any kind of records or being the most impressive, this is now just par for the course of 2026. So good on them. Glad at least the players still think that there's something to put money towards as they continue to make money. I think at this point, any claim of it being a scam are out the window, but good on them. Moving on to China, over 30,000 units of this new GPU, the LX7G100, have already sold out before the release. Now, as Tom's Hardware puts it, while they were shooting for a 4060 in performance, this is actually something more akin to a 3060, which, are they tipping the scales? No. This certainly makes me think of Intel's foray getting back into gaming GPUs with the Arc series. You know, they weren't competing with the newest line, the 5090s, the whatever the hell AMD calls theirs now, the RX 7080, whatever they are, but hitting a lower price point. I don't know what the Chinese dollar amount transitions to into US, if they were even able to be sold here. Actually, we have an MSRP of 485 Chinese. So what is it the yen? I don't know. Will we be seeing them coming here to America? Probably not. Should we? Do we need them? I don't think so. I think the lower end, you know, again, 3060 series cards, there are more than enough opportunities for you to get a decent card at that price, whether it's a old one, actually going back to a 3060, or, you know, a 40 or 50 series, or the AMD equivalent of what that output is. Or now we have, you know, of course, with the upcoming Steam Machine or the Steam Deck, you know, very powerful machines for what they are, that I don't think it's necessary for the market to need those. Now, there is a huge story coming from Gamers Nexus talking about the winding down of NVIDIA, but just recently in one of NVIDIA's, I think it might have been an investor call, they put the amount of money earned from gaming into kind of a sort of a slush fund category, where it's no longer really a main part of their business. It is now a subcategory. They are selling so many GPUs, so much other silicon through AI and data center structures that they don't have to care about gaming. Will they continue to put out cards? Well, they haven't for this year. You know, they're sticking with the 50 series for another year. Whether that'll hurt them in the long run, help out, you know, the gamers in the industry catch back up, that's, you know, something to be talked about. I'd be wary buying a Chinese GPU. Yes, I'm aware that lots of the components probably in my computer right now are actually made in China, but yeah, at least the sticker gives me a little bit of a little bit of assurance that they don't know everything about me. So would you get a Chinese GPU, even if it was, you know, at such a lower you know, graphical output? Would there be a certain price point that you'd at least be willing to give it a go? I don't know. Not for me, not yet. We can see here the 3060 that we're comparing to. I don't know if it's the 12 gig version or one of the smaller. I don't know exactly what the 3060 comes in. But we're going how many years ago? If there's like a 8 or a 6 gig, we're not exactly, hurting the wallet here with, what is it, 250 lowest price seen. That's a very affordable amount to get into PC gaming. If that's what you're at, 250 for a GPU, you're still running, lots of things. Certainly at 1080, you're probably still able to push 1440 on some games. Definitely, your older legacy ones, your Dotas, your League of Legends, card games, something that isn't graphically intensive, Rocket League, for example. At least Rocket League before it updates. There are non-Chinese cards that you could be getting right now. Don't know if we need one for China yet. Lastly, kind of fits with our music, there is a very interesting, I'm like 99% sure this is AI. I'll only show a little bit, and there's a very interesting part. It's titled Skyrim Live Action Series Episode 1, The Dragonborn Arrives. Now, if you played Skyrim, this is kind of a unseen part where, I guess it was seen back when the ancient Nords were putting away Alduin, like sending him through time. We get to see this little live action bit, and I've got it muted here, but you can kind of see that looks pretty good. That looks like the armor. And again, it's kind of hard not to see it as AI for the moment, but I'm all for it. This looks fantastic. Again, not trying to give anything away, but this is the intro. The lip work looks great. If you would hear, the voices pretty much match up with the lip work. Obviously, this person's selected a Nord to play as. Probably his first playthrough. I mean, come on, that's Helgen. Does it look exactly like Helgen? No. Right? We all know what Helgen looks like in Rivers. It's not on this huge mountain cliff, but if we're trying to, think of Game of Thrones Season 1, this looks very similar to Castle Black. This looks pretty doggone good. We know the story is there, whether you like the Skyrim story or not. The stories are written, so you don't have to worry about that, but again, man, if this is what a fan film with the Frost Spider from what was it, Bleak Claws Barrow? Alright, I'm not going to try to show anymore, but it's only, check us out. It's only 20 minutes. Check it out. Comments are certainly at least initially positive. Give us what we want. People have obviously taken to the Fallout show. Can we get a Skyrim one? Can we get a, let's not go full Game of Thrones, but obviously that fantasy, politics, character-driven story could work. Now let's go high fantasy, right? Let's look back. Those are clearly, where is it at? Come on, that is clearly a dragon based off of the Game of Thrones dragons. All right, it looks, come on, out of all the dragons we could look at, maybe a little bit of Aragon, but again, for a fan animation with AI, we're not talking, Evan Royalty, we're not talking Astartes. Episode 2 coming hopefully very soon. But that's our news. Check us out, 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, holiday or not. Thank you. Have a good one.